Greetings, Caribbean Massive, and welcome to another episode of the Yello CPL Rewind. Now, last night the Barbados Tridents made their debut with their first match, won by 30 runs. Of course, my prediction never really fell through this time around, but I want to get some takes from you guys. So, Mark, what's your take on the match?
Great match. Exciting. One of the reasons why I chose the Tridents, which I predicted correctly, was that I like the composition of the team. And I felt that they will offer something to this CPL 2018. We saw good performances last night from some unpredictable sources. You know, Shy Hope coming forward to the party. I don't think people expected that performance from him. I was excited to see Steve Smith, nice 41, and in the end, the young Puran doing a fantastic job. You know, hitting some sixes and a nice, well-played 41. So, good performance by the Tridents. This is their first up. Good captaincy. I was also excited to see the leadership by Jason Hole, our West Indies captain. Good performance by the Tridents all around. And you know, I'm looking forward to see them in this tournament.
And then, you know, I want to touch on the performance, because you mentioned some persons just came out really on top to the party. And you have somebody like a Malik from Guyana who made 8,000 runs in T20. Ranford, what's your take?
Well, I mean, Shoaib Malik has been playing T20 cricket for quite some time now, and he has been a great performer in the game, consistently right across the board. So, he reaching 8,000 runs, you know, that's a great achievement on his part. He has been consistent. He has been a big performer for many of the franchise teams that he has played for around the world. So it's not surprising that he would have, you know, achieved this feat.
All right, and then
he was a part of the Barbados Tridents team also. So.
Right. So you know, he was a part of the Barbados team last year, you know, and he made the transition to Ghana. So, you know, with that said, it's kind of ironic that he would have reached a milestone
during that match
with, you know, playing against the team that he was a part of last year.
All right, so Chris, I want to jump quickly on Raymond Reefer's performance. Not the first time, but the sixth time in CPL T20 that 5 wickets were taken. I want you to comment on his performance.
Well, Joel, a 5-wicket haul in T20 cricket, it's extremely hard to get a 5-wicket haul. 4 overs, batsmen going on it. It's a feat that is extremely hard to get. Just as probably 100. 100 probably a bit easier. But I think his performance was brilliant. I thought he varied his pace really well. He bowled a lot of slow balls and a lot of slower bouncers. So he was good. And the captaincy from Jason Holder was immaculate to support his efforts. Probably Shea Hope though. I think the man of the match, it could have swung anyways. I thought Shea Hope 88. I mean, something like that, a man of the match would really help his confidence after a really lackluster performance in the 50 over. But I think his 88, it could have gone to him. But then again, I think 5-wicket haul is very difficult to get 5 wickets in a T20 game. So hats off to Raymond Reefer.
And I mean, it's on the same note, because the performances have been so great, as you guys mentioned. We see where the Providence Stadium highest score recorded there. And we also saw the same at the Queen's Open, and I mean, it's very early in the championship so far. What do you think is really pushing this mark?
Yeah, well, he definitely, so far, at the beginning of the CPL 2018, the bat rules the ball. You know, for me, you just wonder if it's still early. The 2 venues they played at, Queen's Park Oval, Providence, Guyana, the dew is a factor.
And Mark said that the bat is ruling, but for me, I think it's good cricket. Overall, we're seeing good cricket, we're seeing wickets taken, we're seeing batting. So again, it's a balance, and it's something which is refreshing for CPL. I mean, Guyana used to be a low-scoring ground. It's now producing high scoring. Same for Trinidad. So I think it's refreshing. The quality of cricket is not bad. The feeling probably just need a bit of touching up on.
Well, as Mark mentioned about the dew factor as well, I think it's posing a bit difficult for the bowlers. Down in that region, there is heavy dew. So it's posing very difficult for the bowlers to grip the ball, you know. So maybe to the latter end of the innings, deliveries that they would like to come off, they are not. And, you know, that kind of poses leaning it more to the side of the batters, where they can pretty much stay in control of what they are doing.
So Jason Holder, he didn't use Imran Khan yesterday. I think you wonder.
Right, and you know, that's solely based on the control that he would have assumed that he may not have at that point, you know. So
Exactly. So as we move from the Southern Caribbean, we will begin to see, because the bowlers, I mean, definitely they were at a little disadvantage there. Right. But it's early, as I mentioned. So as we move up the Caribbean now, Jamaica this week,
Right.
we would see if the bowlers gain back some grounds and some advantage. So we'll look at that carefully to see how that plays out.
So a key component to the whole tournament obviously relies on the team. And Mark, I want to know, with the whole setup of the franchise, if your team is made up predominantly of Jamaicans and Bayesians, because you're from the Trinidad Night Riders, how would you feel about that?
Yeah, that would be disappointing to me. You know, I want to be devil's advocate and say that I believe that even though we play franchise cricket, you remember in the Caribbean it's dynamic in the sense that you have nations, you have Trinidad, you have Jamaica, you have, St. Lucia. These things really get home to a fan.
Yes.
You know, and when you come out to the Queen's Park Oval, you want to see the Bravo brothers. You know, you want to see Sunil Narayan. At least you want to see some key players in your franchise that speaks to your emotion, that speaks to your heart. So when you come out on the park, you feel like a Trinbago Night Rider. You know, and I'm certain for Jamaica, they want to feel, Andre Russ, the Superman, come out on the park. You know, and so for me, that's how I feel about it.
And Chris Gale?
Well, I mean, for Chris Gale, transitioning to the St. Kitts Patriot, the fans felt as if they were cheated. However, you have to take into consideration, trying to balance that spice, trying to balance that excitement that comes with CPL. Chris Gale moving to St. Kitts now brings a different dynamism to the whole tournament, So the Jamaican fans, even though they feel a bit disappointed, they still look forward to him playing wherever he goes, and that he has that leadership style where he can bring up that team and make that team better. So that where St. Kitts was struggling in previous editions of the tournament, you can't write them off. You have to, with a Chris Gale factor always in it, you have to, take that into consideration. So it brings a bit of excitement to
And
him.
a new injection to
Right,
the overall
yeah,
thing for the match.
right.
Speaking of that, next match, St. Lucia Stars versus Jamaica Tallawahs. Chris, we'll have to go into the predictions for this
Yes, definitely. I mean, Jamaica at home against the St. Lucia. I think I'm going with the Jamaica Tallawahs to win. You just can't bet on St. Lucia. No, I don't think they know how to win. You think they know how to win? I mean, it does look that way. I think they really need to do some self-introspect, look into themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the coaching staff, the leadership of the team. I think it's gonna take some really individual brilliant performance to really lift the team. Probably a David Warner, Pollard needs to come to the party. So I think it's gonna take an individual performance from one of those name players to lift that St. Lucia Stars team.
I think Mark still thinks the St. Lucia Stars have some
I
ounce
still feel that they have something there. I don't think they're too far off.
Yeah.
As Chris said, there are some things to get right. Some people have to complete the innings. Simmons getting out at the wrong time. They have to finish. Pollard, he need to come to the party. They have to finish. But David Warner, he will come good in the series.
He's a key player.
He will come good. And I'm telling you, once this fit together, this team could be difficult to beat.
Well, I'm going with the Tallawahs. As Chris said, you can't bet on St. Lucia to win. So
Mark have them for win.
Someone as if he has the St. Lucia team backing.
I do. I will still go with St. Lucia here. I just feel that they have that game in them.
Right.
They have that game in them, and I want to see St. Lucia compete.
Yeah, I mean, from my end as well, I definitely think the Tallawahs will be taking this match. And we just have to wait and see, because this is such an exciting time in cricket. And I mean, trust me, the games have been unpredictable. We see people coming up on top who we never really expect to see, and it's just an interesting thing to watch. So there you have it, your recap of the Yello CPL Rewind. Remember, you can join in on the conversation by leaving your comments on any of our videos, and you could win tickets to get to see the next match happening near you. Also, follow us on social media at any of your local Yello social media pages so you can follow up with our competition. That's the My Cricket Crew contest and the Find Yello Treasure for your chance to win tickets. And also, we might be going live very soon, so you have to rewatch all these episodes so you can answer the questions correctly, and you'll be on your way to winning some tickets as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Catch you tomorrow.